shit. Hey, you know what type of episode this Kobe, baby? Nah. Nah, it's cool, bro. It's cool. This is Mac, man.
And Alexis.
This is the Judge Us Not podcast, baby. We back at the courthouse. And, of course, we got my boy Dame in the building. And, yeah, I think we got some onions today.
We pulling back. So you see I lit the sage, bro. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but we're going to release a lot of shit right now. So I'm just trying to keep it all cleared out.
Yeah, so you want to open this case, man?
Man, I'm ready to talk about manhood, man. And all the toxic shit that comes with it. You know what I mean? The stereotypes, the stigmas, and just how unhealthy we can be, or like how unhealthy we can make our scenarios. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it ain't even called for. We don't even need to. You know what I mean? We just make this shit up, making it rougher on ourselves because we don't want to break the cycle or we don't want to look away. You know?
But you want to know what I was thinking? Because I was thinking about this shit like a month ago, maybe. Just the whole manhood and femalehood, like just the whole dynamic. People think that it's like, oh, this is what societies want us to be. But did anybody ever stop to think it's that way because of who we are? You know what I'm saying? Like, no one made us this way. We are this way, and we trying too hard trying to act like we're something else. But we just man and woman. Like, that's all we are. You feel me? And we think this way. We do these type of things. Like, no one's made us do it. It's just, I think society is structured the way it is because they understand the way we are. Just the reason why there's double standards, right? Because society understands that a man can do this type of thing and a woman can't do type of things, or a woman can do these type of things and a man can't do these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, if a girl go down the street streaking, and everybody's like, oh, she's wild, you feel me? Let a dude just pull out his dick, you feel me? They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Lock his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different thing, you feel me? Because it's just something. It's just not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just looked at differently, you feel me?
And don't do that,
I don't know, I just think that society has this idea that we don't have to be this way, but all I'm realizing is that all we're doing is reshaping shit to go back to where shit used to be in the first place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the more they try to say the more we try to say that we're the same, the more we realize that we're really just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure that. And I think too, just things just build traction too. You know, ideas and stuff, like it starts at one point and then, like I said before, we're all like kind of followers to where people just start following in line and you build more and more traction. And before you know it, like that's the norm now. When it wasn't the norm last year, but now it's the norm now. You know,
and just like with the whole, like, even with the whole mental health thing, you feel me? Like, everybody want to like talk about it, but what nobody really talks about is that, like, the mental health of men is like, especially when it comes to suicide, it's like 3 times more than women. You know what I'm saying? But again, the reason why they say, oh, why men don't talk about this type of thing, men don't talk about these type of things because we know the world doesn't give a fuck. And it's just like, why would I express this to you if I'm not going to get anything in return for it? So I might as well just bottle this shit up and just move on with my life, because me telling you this shit don't matter, right? Just like we like to use the product of our environment, right? Like, I can't go to jail. I can't have a hard life and go to jail and be like, man, can you give me another chance, Judge? I just grew up in a fucked up environment. Can you just spare me? You don't give a fuck. You feel me? You did what you did. There's no fault behind it. There's no history behind it why you did what you did. What you did was wrong. You gonna be held accountable for it either way. You feel me? And men know that. So it's just like, I can't go off saying, oh, I can't go to work today because my mental state is not good. I can't do it. The world don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because you just have to move on, because you're not. The world is gonna punish you for that type of shit.
Yeah, and I get that. I hella. That is one of the hardest things, because also too, I think sometimes, like, humans, we're like very good at like passing off the guilt or whatever. You know what I mean? Like when Cass is doing shit like in the streets or whatever, and they doing their dirt or whatever, like, bro, you know what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? I know I can definitely say, like, you know, maybe you were raised by this type of people, or raised by your parents condone this, or you was raised in a certain neighborhood where it became the norm. Like, all of that is very true. But at the end of the day, when you pull that trigger, or when you decide to whoop, you know, do whatever, we still know that we're doing wrong. And I think that's where, you know, it gets tricky.
It's not the concept of doing wrong. It's the concept of, I don't see anything wrong with doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but it's right from where I'm standing.
From that
you know
point.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just, it's
and that's the thing though, is like, certain circles or whatever, like certain things you get so desensitized that it just, it's not as bad, or it doesn't really just seem like you're doing it. It's just like, this is what my brother did, my cousin did, this and this and that. And I think that's why I was really excited to talk about this, because a lot of that shit is we're designed as men, we have testosterone, this and this and that, but also we still, and a lot of times unconsciously, we're still carrying those cycles over of like, you a man, you better learn how to fight, you better not be no punk, better not be no bitch, this and this and that. All those little toxic things, I think, is what keeps that cycle keep going.
But that's what I mean. It's like, I think we are that way because we know as a society that the world don't give a fuck about you, right? Like if I knew that you going out to a world that's heartless as fuck, I need to equip you of knowing how to protect yourself, knowing how to feed you. I need to equip you with these things because they don't give a fuck. They're not finna look at you and say, oh, you don't know how to fight? Okay, we won't pick on you. Like, the world is fucking cruel, and nobody wants to admit that. The world is just fucking cruel. You know what I'm saying? And you can say however you want, but it's just like, we as human beings are just selfish as fuck by nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just are who we are. We can't help being jealous. We can't help envy. We can't help these things. You feel me? Whatever triggers us to do these type of things, that's just our biology. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the only thing you can do is function, is functioning. Is knowing how to function in it. Just like going to jail, right? Like, I don't know about going to jail, but it don't matter what type of individual. It doesn't matter if you did something by accident or whatever the case is.
Yeah, you still in the same juggle.
You're still going in the same juggle. And now you got to go in there not knowing how to fight, not knowing how to do these things, just survive in there. What do you do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What do you do? It's just like, because the world don't care. The world just don't care. And I think your point is kind of like, why don't we type of thing? Like, why do we have this attitude? And I don't know, man. I just really think because the world shows otherwise. You feel me? The same reason why a celebrity can do certain things that a regular person can't. You know what I'm saying? Because to the world, he show values that he or she is doing something that you are not. Mm-hmm. And that's why they can go into this restaurant for free. That's why they can do this for free or whatever the case is. And you can't because you haven't brought any value to the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how the world views things.
Yeah. I think, I get that too. I just think too is just we, again, let's go into the manhood stuff. Like, I feel like if I program, say my son, for instance, if I'm always in this boy's ear, like, and just showing this attitude of like, you need to be the hardest motherfucker. Don't let nobody play you, this and that. And I'm constantly, it's almost like getting ready for war. Like I'm programming this kid or training him to carry this armor on him and just always like that. And he's walking around always in that mindset. You're just attracting that type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things too is like, we get so quick to like generalize, like, oh man, you got to be able to do this, and women, you got to, but that's like in our little circle, our bubble. You go to a different country, different state, they not really moving the same way. You know what I mean? So I think,
but that's what's crazy because they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the reason why I told you why I didn't want to travel in like the U.S. like that, because to me, every place is the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially like in like a hood, like every ghetto is the same. You feel me? Everybody goes about the same fucking codes. Everybody does the exact same shit. Everybody's poor. Everybody's doing the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like the only thing that's different is the way you talk, their different lingo, like just little shit like that. But as far as the rules goes, they're the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just,
and like you said though, like in the hood areas, you know what I mean? And I guess what I'm trying to say is like when people,
I'm using that for an example because the suburbs are all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all the people that you hang around are wherever groups of people, they're the same everywhere. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're just are who they are and they're geographic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just it. Like
but we have like, I guess my point is like we have the power to like choose who we're around more than we think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of things we get labeled as like.
But do we?
I think we do.
Because if I'm coming from the hood and I'm trying to go to the suburbs to like see what's different, what if I'm not accepted? What if they like, well, you don't even know where we coming from? Why are you even over here? Go back to over the fucking tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's always a barrier for something because people only like what they used to.
Yeah. And I think that's where like being like, you know, kind of like skillful in how you like interact with other people. You know what I'm saying?
But that comes with dealing with other people.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
if you don't, I think that's where school helps out that. You know what I'm saying? Because they force you to interact with people that you don't, you know, I guess normally interact with. You feel me? You in the class, there's not a rich class, a poor class. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's pretty much in the same class. So you end up meeting somebody like, hey, what's your name? And like, oh shit, he's actually cool. You feel me? Where you stay at? Oh, you stay over there? I didn't know that. And I think that's kind of how that happens.
Yeah. That and just the internet, social media. Like nowadays, you can go on you can be in the worst hood environment, this and that, but you could be looking on your phone and damn, look at these people. They talking about healthy shit or spiritual shit. Like you can have pieces of information that can like you absorb and you can like kind of use that to change your understanding of what's around you. You
I
know
think
what I mean?
the internet,
that's what I'm saying.
The internet definitely gave you the ability to do so, but it didn't give you the ability to like how to interact with people. Because that's one thing about the internet that I do enjoy. Like you can meet anybody from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you can just have a connection, whatever the connection is, and that could be your friend regardless on how they look or whatever the case is. You feel me? But the downside is just like you don't know how y'all act in public. You don't know how y'all act when you're actually with each other. If y'all actually been out anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the internet just. It's like a gift and a curse thing. It's like it has its gifts, but the downside is like the interaction. You know what I'm saying? But I think it allows you to open up to somebody to be like it allows you to open up new experience. Like damn, like this other day, I was telling my brother like. I was like, damn, bro, I think I really want to learn how to skateboard, bro.
Yeah.
And I had it before. I had that idea before. And it's all because my brother sent me like a lot of skateboarding clips and shit. And I just been like, fuck, how they do that, bro? Like, I really want to learn how to do that shit. You feel me? Yeah. And I just get influenced like that. You feel me? That's why I thought it was interesting when other people was talking about Lil Wayne, when Lil Wayne went through his whole little skateboarding phase, where I think he's kind of still doing it, but people was like, I don't know how he got like that. And I tell them, I get it, because I'm the same way. Yeah. I seen this fucking drummer doing the drum to some song, and I was just like, damn, if I can just do half of that shit. Yeah. And it made me want to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm easily influenced like that. So I can see how somebody would just want to skateboard just because that's what he said. He said, how I got on the skateboard, I seen a little 12-year-old kid do some tricks, and all I said to myself is, damn, if I can just do half that, I'll be dope. And that's what got him into it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's so cool about that is like the okayness. You know what I mean? Because the masculinity of of where he grew up was very much. I don't even have to be there, and I already could tell you like that very much was probably not the mode. Like skateboard, what the fuck? Hey, get the fuck up out of here! This and that, like. And I think that's what we got to take from shit like that. Is like we don't have to be just because you're from the Jets in New Orleans or whatever. You can branch out and do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, as long as you're willing to be secure and not and know how to deal with some judgment.
So your thing is like, why put yourself in a box that you don't have to be in? It's like just because everybody in your neighborhood is into this type of thing doesn't mean that you have to be type of thing.
And just like men in general. I feel like that's why that suicide rate is 3 times as much, is because we always walking around feeling like we have to be that motherfucker. Like, you feel me? Like we was talking about with the like, let's talk about what the woman, the role they play. You know, they want to, like, you know, it gets depicted in the media, whatever. They want a manly man, they want a hard, they want a deep boy, they want a this and this and that. So it's like, as men, we kind of carry that on. Like, we have to exude that type of shit to get the attention that we want. You know what I'm saying? From women. And it's like, so it's just like a cycle, you know what I mean? But then they complain when that man
goes down,
when, you know, go upside your head a couple of times. Like, we have to take a second and be conscious of like what we're asking for and like what we're putting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I literally heard a girl told me that she wants a hood dude, but I'm trying to word it the way she did. It was like, she's like, she want a hood dude, but not in the street, I guess, type of shit. Yeah, so
crazy shit that don't make no damn sense. I can't stand that shit. Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of women will resonate with that. Yeah.
It's like she want him to be this macho man, but don't be the macho man.
Yeah. Exactly. And you know, we kind of, man, we do the same shit. And I just think the interesting part is just like how we beat that into our generations that keep coming up. When we all know, but we all know the motherfuckers that's hardest, that shit, like catching bodies, all kinds of shit, bro. When you get them in the room and you talking on some real shit, they not that all the time. You know what I mean? They feel forced to have to do these things and get in situations where they have to react, and then they end up doing certain things when really, if they had a choice, they wouldn't want none of that, none of them problems. You know.
Not only that, those same people who's catching bodies see how they act without a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go to jail now. Now they the punk. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's crazy. Like, life is fascinating. Hey, just like we said before, like, you may be the man over here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, and different circles. Different shows. You know, someone was just telling me that the other day. They were like, you know, in the pen, like, the cats was having problems when, you know, that hierarchy and shit that you got to deal with in there, all the politics, like, you got to take orders and the shot call, this and that. Like, motherfucker would be the man inside, but out here, he a bum, he homeless, he broke. But he done did so much time and did so much dirt that when he goes inside in that world, he got a lot of pull or whatnot. But they were having problems of like, you know, taking orders. You know, this newer generation is like, man, what the fuck, I'm gonna listen to this cat where when we on the street, he a bum. He ain't getting no money. He ain't doing this and this and that. But in that social circle, he's winning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my whole point about it, is that, like, a lot of, just as far as like the manhood, like the skills and all that shit that we trying to pass down to these boys, as far as like, you know, being able to fight, or you don't know how to, you ain't got no pistol, you don't even know how to use no pistol. What the fuck wrong with you? Like, all these little things, we're preparing them to be like the man inside. We're not preparing them to be the man outside. Maybe we are for a certain amount of time, but then eventually they're gonna have to use those skills because they're gonna go inside too. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I'm trying to say is, like, we need to start being more intentional, like what skills we're teaching our young men.
Because I could take blame for that too, because I'm kind of like that with my son.
Yeah,
not to the degree, because now I know, but it's just like
and which rightfully so, because that's probably how you was. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, like, I just want him to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you to go out pick fights. I'm just telling you to know how to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I want you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is cruel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was arguing with my daughter because she just want to go out and do what all her friends do and all this other type of shit. And they be really out doing some wild shit. And I was telling her, like, you watch what your friends going to be in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you think we being hard on you, but you don't know the world. You know what I'm saying? You think you know, but you don't. The world is cruel as fuck. And you think you got it figured out, but you don't. You feel me? And it's just like, and I'm really sitting here like arguing with her and shit. It's just like, you really think I'm just being like, I don't let you do shit, but you don't know what this world is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to protect you before you really taste this shit. And then there ain't no going back, because you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to fix this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, the world is just fucking cruel. And there ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? The world is cruel. And if you want to live in it, this is how you're gonna have to move, and if not, stay your ass in the metaverse, motherfucker, because this shit is cruel. You know what I'm saying? That's why people don't want to go nowhere, because people feel like, damn, what if somebody say something to me? How am I gonna do this? Woo, woo, woo. That's the reason why certain hood dudes can't go anywhere, because they already have that confidence. Like, what a motherfucker gonna say to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish a motherfucker would say something to me. Woo, woo. So now you have that confidence. I can go wherever I want. But other cats be like, oh, I don't want to go there. I heard they get down like this over there. And I don't want to be a part of that with the woo. Now you're afraid to do things because what somebody might say to you or do and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's a weak ass way to live. You know what I'm saying?
I think it just depends, because at the end of the day too is like, if you get invited to go somewhere and like the thought is like, oh man, shit be going down over there. I heard, a few things happen, or if it's a club or something, man, don't that shit be getting shot up, isn't it? At that moment, you really need to ask yourself, is this, do I really need to go here? Do I need to come here? And that's all I'm saying is like, we preparing these people, we preparing them, but like, why are we like, it's okay if I don't want to be naive and just dumb to the world or whatever, but also too, I don't want them to like, I'm preparing them so much. It's like, it's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? It's like having a pistol. Like, motherfuckers that have guns, like, something always happens with that gun. Like, always, bro. You gonna get blurred. They gonna search your car and find it. Some shit is gonna happen where it has to. People gotta like wonder like why.
Either like, guns gonna get pulled on you, whatever the case is. Something gonna come back to that gun.
Yeah, and it's like that's just one of the manly traits. Like when we think about like even like, like substances like smoking or drinking or whatever, like the label we put on these things is like you a square. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't know shit. You don't even smoke weed, or you can't even drink. You can't hold your liquor. Like, why are we like putting certain things up on a pedestal of like, this is what gives you value in this world right here, when it's like those don't bring you no value. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's the funny thing, because a lot, like anything you could think of, bro, like shit, hell is shit. You know what I mean? Like just. I
used to be like that with like guns and shit. I used to always like take my gun with me, and then as I got older, my cousin said something to me, and it just made me really think about it. We was finna go somewhere. He was like, "Bro, you got your gun on you?" And I'm just like, "Nope." I was like, "Shit, do I need it?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then at that point, I realized, okay, if I feel like I need my gun to go somewhere, then I don't need to be going to that place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's and be honest, that's when I stopped carrying my gun. Like I don't carry my gun anywhere, because for what? Yeah. If I do, then I don't need to be there. Yeah, if I have to carry a gun to go somewhere, it's just it's insane to me. It's insane, and I get shit happen. I get that, but I don't live in a world where I feel like I need my gun to go out. I'm not worried about people trying to kill me or nothing like that. It's like,
that's what it is. We all don't have to be in this world. Like we're in Richmond right now, bro. And I'm not, the farthest thing I'm thinking of is having a pistol on me. And that's not because I'm special or anything. It's just, I understand like we create our circumstances. You know what I mean? And I know it's easier said than done, especially if you're like a young kid and you were born, you just live in a jet somewhere or something, whatever. But like, just know, when you go to school, your whole class ain't moving, that way. There are kids there that they're just as uncomfortable with that shit as some kid that grew up in another city. Like, not everybody is on this path. And I think when we're raised in these cities, we just think we're all supposed to be this way. We all supposed to be, whatever, sagging our pants. We all supposed to be driving these cars. We all supposed to be drinking at parties. Not everybody is thinking like this. We're just like pressuring ourselves into doing this shit. You know what I mean?
But I think that's just the company, bro. It's just like there's people who's always been in the suit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're around. That's normal to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I've been to people's houses that's just like, you ain't got no street clothes. But to them, that is their street clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, all they have is khakis and shit like that. And it's just like, sometimes I look at it like, damn, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like we live in just two different worlds. We just we find two different things fashionable. and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like the world need to be more open too, is because I don't have to like what you like. You feel me? Why? Because I'm wearing this that you feel like I don't understand you. You know what I'm saying? If this is what I find comfortable, why does it bother you? You know what I'm saying? Why do you look at me this way, or I'm some type of hood, do whatever, because I'm wearing clothes that I find comfortable?
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
think it goes too, it just gotta, like, who created these norms? You know what I'm saying? Like from way back in time, like who, you know, whatever it is, suits, like when did these trends become the norm of, like, when you do business, you know, to wear a suit? You got to think back in history and all that. And so I think sometimes would it be with that, as far as like cats will say, like, well, I mean, I ain't wearing no suit, this and this and that. It's like, I get where you're coming from, but it's like, you got to be pretty skillful if you're trying to like recreate the wheel. If you're trying to like break down these little things that's been going on, you better be smart as, and it happens too. Like, you better be smart as fuck. You better have some sort of talent that is gonna overlook the fact that you ain't wearing no suit. You better come with something. You better have either some money or some shit like that. But
don't they say like what's like Mark Zuckerberg, like never, like he always wore like slippers and shit?
Yeah,
like,
bro, like these, like like them they're doing the same thing that we're trying to talk about doing, as far as like being yourself. But they're also coming with hella shit. You know, you got to bring something that's gonna override that.
But that's what I was talking about earlier. It's just like the world gonna tell you if you bring value to it or not. And that's why men give a shit so much, because we know if we don't bring value, the world don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just at home, living at my mama's house, playing video games and shit, the world will let me know that I ain't doing shit, that I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? The world will let me know that. You feel me? Yeah. I can't tell a girl like, hey, why you don't want to be with me? So what? I stay with my mom. This is what I like to do. Why can't you just take me for who I am? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The world, it just doesn't work like that. You feel me? So
you know what's interesting about that is, like, the times that we living in, there's so many lanes that you can be in. Like, you can be in back, like, say 30 years ago, if you staying at the house and you just always on the computer, this and that, like, you like, man, you a nerd, like, you need to get up and do some shit. Now, you streaming, bro, you a YouTube personality or whatever, you are literally doing the same shit, but now the world that we're living in, there's like an end for that type of person, you know what I mean? So it's, you know, in certain senses, like the wheel is getting recreated or whatever, but it's just like, you know, just I think that's, like, for me personally, that's where I try to, like, really look at, like, the psychology of everything and just really peep how people are moving and how they perceive shit, because then you can kind of more skillfully, you know, okay, well, I'm gonna be all tatted, but then I better be able to be, like, well spoken. You know, I got to do something to combat it. Because I see cats that just, they want to, like, dress how they want to dress. They want to talk to everybody like they talking to their partners, and they expect, why you not respecting me like this old white man or whatever. Bro, because he didn't come in here like you can't. You know what I'm saying? We can't be, like, naive to this shit. You know what I mean? We have to be, you have to kind of, you know, peep the scene, you know, and read the room.
And I remember we was talking about code switching, right? That's why I realized I do code switch, because I like vocabulary, right? So I can't, because I can't talk the way I would like sometimes, I change my voice, because that's the only you would never
Can you do
hear,
it on
bro.
command? Can you just, like, boom?
I could.
Come on, bro, give us a couple seconds.
My phone just got a ring, and I was like, no, I mean, I sound like me. I just sound different. I don't sound as gutter. Like, like, my voice hella deep, so I was like, you know, I soften up my voice and shit. So so I can sound likable.
So let me ask you this. Likable. So I was gonna ask you that, like, when you're doing it, because we all do it, but, like, I just want to get the psychology of when we're doing it. Like, are you doing it because you want to get somewhere with that person, and you know it's gonna be more acceptable? You might have a little bit more. It might resonate with this person a little bit more, or is there any points where you're like, do you feel inferior at any moment? Like, where I need to speak this way so I can be on this person's level?
No, it's never that. It's all for their comfortability. It's just all for their comfortability. Because I'm not blind to the world, and I know how I look to the world. right? So because of that, I know when I come to somebody's house or whatever the case is, or what I'm dressing, how I'm looking at the moment, whatever the case is. If I know that about me, I know how they see me. So to give them at ease, to let them know that I'm not what they think I am, I say something, or I crack a quick joke, or I let them know that it's okay to feel comfortable around me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And I don't even just think that
so
that's not even some hood shit though. That's with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was if you know, just I guess taking it back to the hood, like if you know, when you act a certain way in the hood, they like, oh, this nigga's a cop, right? Yeah. So it's just like, well, how do you prove that you're not a cop, right? Like you have to do something to make them feel comfortable to know that you're not a fucking cop. Yeah. So it's just the same type of shit. We just do it all around for everything, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think we definitely all code switch. We just we do it for race, for culture, and for I guess culture kind of covers everything. I was finna say fashion, but that's culture. Yeah. But yeah, we all do it to be appealing to somebody else. Just like if I'm going to an Indian wedding, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a dress how they want me to dress for their wedding. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go dressing like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this is an Indian wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just, you know, it's just. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no, I just always found that interesting because, like, say you, like how you were saying, you do it for them to make them comfortable, and just kind of like, I don't know. I always just wonder, like,
unless I don't care, then I won't. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
or whatever. Because
so say you don't, and then you just kind of just talk like your regular self. Have you ever thought like maybe how I regularly talk is like maybe not is like like lesser or like not the best way? Like if I have to code switch and act a way to get through to somebody, what does that say about myself when I'm in my normal state?
I don't you know what I mean? I don't think it's me communicating with somebody who doesn't talk the way I talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's me changing languages. That's all it is to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm speaking Ebonics, I'm not finna speak Ebonics to somebody who don't understand the lingo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a use words that they will understand. I'm gonna talk the way that they can understand it. You know what I'm saying?
I actually like that. I like because it pretty much is like a different language.
Yeah, it really is. It definitely is. So it's just talking to people how you want to be talked to.
Yeah,
that's it. And I'm gonna talk like if I'm trying to reach. If this is why I always talk about like public figures that be like, oh, well, why these kids want to be, you know, drug dealers and rappers and all this type of people, because those are the people who's talking to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have these doctors and lawyers talking to kids like this because they can't understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, in order to reach a demographic, you have to know how to communicate with them. If you can't communicate with them, your message would never get across. You know what I'm saying? Like even on some biblical shit, right? There's the reason why there's so many prophets, right? Like everybody came at different times to communicate different things to different people. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody not gonna understand your language. It's just like you have to talk to people. You have to give somebody that they can feed off of. You feel me? I can be telling you the same message. You could be telling me the same message about life, and Dame can be telling me the same message about life another way, and I won't get the way you're telling me, but I get the way Dame telling me. You feel me? And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You feel me?
Yeah.
And music, there's all different genres of music. I listen to all types of music. All that shit is the same if you listen to it. They all talk about the same shit. They all even have the relationship problems. They all have a house problem. They all have a hood problem. Like they're just saying it in different ways. You feel me? Yeah. And it's just.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. Like, say when you like.
There's different cultures with different problems, and they just talk about different shit. It's all the same shit though.
Like when you say you pull up to a like a nice neighborhood or whatever, but you slapping some shit that got like cuss words and all that. Like just the fact that we feel like, oh, let me turn this shit down. Let me not pull up all, you know what I mean, hella loud and ratchet. Like that's definitely something that comes across certain people's mind. Like let me tone my shit down. Like if you need to tone your shit down, what is that saying about your shit?
But
you know that's what I'm trying to get.
But I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's a time and a place for it. You know what I'm saying? So you used to run around bumping your shit because in your neighborhood people enjoy that shit. Like, oh, he's slapping that so and so. Oh, okay, I see you. Da, 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 da. But these motherfuckers don't care about that. So why are you doing this here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just, you know, the same reason why you see, like, you know, donut streets in like the hood more than you see in the suburbs because motherfuckers enjoy it. Like, I like to see a motherfucker eat a donut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's just we enjoy different shit, bro. Yeah. Why we enjoy felonies, I don't know.
Yeah. And I guess that's where I'm going with it is, like, I understand it. Like, we do enjoy different shit. I just think we got to be realistic. Like, if we enjoy this shit, it also is going to come with all these stereotypes, too. And those consequences, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to we got to be realistic. Like, you know
like I talk about the hyphy movement a lot. It's just like the world tried to tap into it, but then the world realized, like, bro, everybody the Bay Area is they just commit a whole bunch of felonies and they think it's fun. Like you're driving car, you're jumping out of cars, but no one's driving. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing out there? Like the world think we're fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we enjoyed that shit. We think it's fun. So I don't know. It's Friday night, motherfucker. We finna go stomp out a car because it's just what it is.
It's just a I don't know. It's just a trip. It's just a trip because I get it. Trust me, I get it. I done did all of it.
You're just trying to understand, like, why is it fun? Why is it okay? Why is it? Yeah, I get it.
And why do we find ourselves comparing to other classes of people, whatever, when
you know what you're doing?
We know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my little connection. Is like, you know, even like back, like I don't even.
You know what you're doing is wrong, but you feel disrespected because somebody don't respect it. And it's just like, because what you're doing is wrong, motherfucker. That's why. And it's just like, why are you mad that somebody can't see your lenses? Like, it's just.
But like the fact that free shirts you was just talking about, like the fact that, you know, that's even a thing and we make that up, it just shows like what we consider the norm. Like it's normal to go to jail, man. Let my boy out. Like that's the sequence of events that happens, but like you don't really see that too much in other you know, cultures and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like. Yeah, man, it's very interesting. You know what I mean? And I get it. Trust me, I get it. Like all that shit, I'm about it too. But it's like I want us to really think about what we're doing.
But that's the onion that I want to pull back with the other classes, right? Is that it's the understanding. You feel me? Like I tell people all the time, like even just, you know, just being black or whatever, just like I'm not looking for you to care. I just want you to understand why we do what we do. It's not that we doing it because we just ruthless and we don't give a fuck. I just want you to understand why we do what we do. And and that's all it comes down to me. It's like we are like this way because the way we grew up, because of our situation, because of this, because of that. We're not this way because we chose it. Like we want to be this way. Like I'm looking to be this way. This is our norm. You know what I'm saying? And it seems weird to you because you don't live in it. You know what I'm saying? And you look at us like, oh, fuck it, just go to jail. It's just like, well, you're not doing nothing to help us be better. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, this is what it is out here. You feel me? And it's just like, it's fucked up. And to be fair, they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to do anything about it. If you can't get your own shit together, it's kind of like, you know, whatever. But it's like, but don't make it seem like people are this way because they just are. That's not what it is. People are the way they are because of their environment. You know what I'm saying? And it's only a rare few that can make it out. You know what I'm saying?
And that's pretty much the point. Is like we are the way we are because of our environment. And so I just want people to like know, like there is more out there. Like if you don't have to be in this one box. You know what I mean? Like you can, you know.
But the internet proved that though. The people know that it's out there. It's just like, how do I get there though? You know what I'm saying? How can I be on that side of the fence? You know what I'm saying? It's just the how, and being uncomfortable. It's just like, what do you do with that? You know
I think that's a big part of it, is the being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you know, because it's
like,
uncomfortable to not be going with the crowd. You know what I mean? Like everybody going, like you saying donuts, like everybody going to the sideshow this weekend, and you to be like, man, I ain't going to that. You know, like, oh man, you scary, you's a bitch. Oh, he a weirdo. He ain't even trying to go. Hearing all that type of shit that's uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
but best believe you probably gonna be a little safer if you're over here and didn't go, as opposed to if you went. Like making those decisions.
Like
you know
to me, right? Just an example is like, I try to dress. I try to wear more like dress clothes and shit, right? Mm-hmm. And because I'm not familiar with it, I don't even know how to put certain clothes together. I'm like, fuck this. Am I supposed to wear this like this? Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't know, who do I ask for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do I go to for that? You feel me? YouTube?
I was just going to say. YouTube.
So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I was just thinking about, some slacks the day ago, and I was just like, damn, what if I didn't want to wear a button up? I was like, can I wear a turtleneck with that? I was like, do people do that? Like what? Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, cause I don't be in that world. You feel me? I don't dress with those clothes. So
what was making you want to dress that way?
It's just that cause I want to just wear something different. You know what I'm saying? Like I like them. I like to see the clothes. Like when I see people wear, I'm like, that shit looks nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it makes me want to wear it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I like the way you got that going. I like that shit. So yeah. But yeah, that was it. It's just, what do you do when you don't know? You know what I'm saying? You just don't know, man. If you ain't got nobody who's willing to be like, you know, just like a lot of people just get their information from their grandpa or whatever. Oh, my grandpa told me how to do this, or how to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, where do you get that information from? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you ain't got nobody teaching you nothing, am I just supposed to YouTube everything I feel like looking for? Like
that's the hard one, bro. When you ain't got nobody. I've been having a few conversations with people lately where it's not surprising that like their lives didn't end up how they ended up, just because like you don't even have nobody around you. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody around you is like shaping you to be this way. Well, you know, whatever, life of crime or life of this and this and that. That was the road that was paved. You know what I mean? And I think shit, even just the shit we're talking about, like that, this is like a little piece of that, you know, of trying to just, and not trying to change nobody, but just people thinking like, you know, getting people to think outside the box. Like you don't have to be this way. You know what I mean? And especially if we know that these particular roads usually lead to prison or death or whatever, like I'm just trying to get like young men to understand like, bro, like it's worth a try. Like that shit is always going to be there. You could always be a street dude any day of the week. At least try this other shit. Who knows? You might like what's on the other side.
And I just think, I know this is hella corny to say too, because I just been watching this fucking movie.
I'm not going to judge you.
I've been watching this movie a fucking lot because I got little kids. But I've been watching the B movie, right? And
oh yeah,
that movie, his parents and his cousins and all that shit was shocked because they was like, what do you mean you don't want to go into honey? Like that's what bees do.
Oh yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You know, and he was just like, he doesn't want to go into honey. Like it was just like, how can you say such a thing when this is what we do?
Yeah,
you feel me? So it's like you get it. Like it's pressure.
Yeah.
When you around an environment when that's all you know, they're just like, oh, you don't want to do that? What the fuck you want to? Even when it comes to sport, you don't want to play? Or you want to play soccer? Like what the fuck? Who the fuck plays? You know what I'm saying? It's just like everybody has they ideal shit for their culture or whatever the case is, and it's just like it's crazy to me. You feel me?
And it could be a cool thing sometimes, but sometimes it's like, bro, like we don't. It's okay to be different, man. You know what I mean? It's okay to and I just think. I think like we from the very beginning we was talking about these toxic masculine shit. Like we gotta really, before we start instilling certain things in us, really think back. Like, okay, I got instilled it. What did it really give me? What did I gain by learning X, Y, and Z? Do I really need to put it into my son that I'm bringing up? Do I really, like, how many times? Like, even fighting, like, you know, so a lot of people could go through a whole lifetime and not get in one fist fight.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But,
Surprisingly, I know 2 people.
You know what I'm saying?
But they females though. But
yeah,
it's. I mean, I could say my son never been in a fight either, but he's still young. But I'm just talking about as people my age, like I only know females that like my wife ain't never been to a fight ever in her life. You know what I'm saying?
But I guarantee you, we go a few cities inland, and that number gonna rise a lot. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm trying to say is like, it's bigger than just Richmond or whatever. Like you go an hour out, you gonna be chilling. You ain't gonna have to be hard every day or nothing. And that's my thing is like we living in these cities and stuff, and we're just like, but putting it out there. Like,
but don't you think that's why people teach their kids certain things, because they are aware? Look, we know where we stay. You need to know how to do this shit, because everybody around here don't give a fuck. And if they see that you weak or whatever the case is, they finna be picking on you. They finna be doing this and that. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna be picked on? Or are you gonna handle it? You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we at right now. You feel me? And if you don't want to be a part of it, if you want to get out of this shit, then this is what else you need to do to try to get up out of this. But as of right now, this is where we at. You know what I'm saying? You can shield yourself in the house until you find a way out of this motherfucker. Or if you want to go outside or whatever the case is, this is what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? This is the concrete jungle.
I think a big part of it is even like you're doing, just like communicating it. You know what I mean? But I don't think a lot of parents or a lot of men, I don't think we communicate it that way, as far as like, this is just how people are right now, this and this and that. But, you know, once you grow up and all that, you can be in different scenarios where you might not have to be as much like this. We're painting a picture like this is the world. We say these things like, man, the world don't give a fuck. Woo-woo. But the world could be seen that way if we're carrying ourselves that way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some motherfuckers that's like all happy, ain't fighting nobody. That is a thing. But it's just like we've been so programmed, we're painting the picture like that for them too. Like our kids, like, bro, whatever's even women, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, a big one for me was like my mom, she was very, I think I said before, like very like, oh man, you better be careful. These girls, they just trying to do this, like kind of demonize women. You know how mothers be like, don't be letting that girl say this, or
you want to know what's crazy?
And that shit. That made me think the whole world was like that. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I wanted to bring up, because you know we did that little baby mama episode, right? I kind of got some shit for it, right? But you want to know what's crazy? I ended up talking to a baby mama, right? And you know, how can I feel that way? Blah 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 blah. And I asked her, I was like, if your son had all this shit, he got this shit together, and you know he this guy, be honest, would you want him to marry a mom was a single mom? Hell no. Exactly.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good
Exactly. One. It's just like you want somebody to accept you, but you wouldn't let your son marry somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? And because you really understand. You feel me? And it's just like that's a good way want to be accepted for your bad fucking decisions.
That's a good ass way to get that. Remember how we was talking about that accountability gonna be hard to get from a woman? That's a good way right there to kind of like chip away at that and get that accountability to come out. But yeah, man, I just think, I mean, even back to the man thing, like we could say that about ourselves. Like,
for sure.
Do I want my son to be the man that I am right now? How I'm moving, what I'm doing, would I be okay with him doing that? And if the answer
that's a big part of me being me. You know what I'm saying?
If the answer is no, then you got to switch your shit up, tighten it up.
Yeah. It just, fuck, man. Life is real.
Yeah, man. But I just think, you know, we just get so caught up. It's just very easy.
That's the scary thing about what we do, though, here on this podcast.
What?
It's the thought behind it. Like, people don't want to think that far. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to know how fucked up the world really could be, or what they really doing is wrong. They don't want to think that far. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? But once you start pointing out shit, it's just like, damn, why you tell me that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, once you know, it becomes accountability. You know what I'm saying? So now you know better, and you still out here doing the same shit.
And it's tough because it's like, I'll be honest, just with me, like once Pandora's out the box, bro, that shit is hard. Like once you start getting conscious of like things that you've done, then it's like you said, it's hard to go and do them. Like it's hard for me to turn it off and be like, oh man, fuck it, I go get a little ratchet, I go get a little turned up, this and that. Like, ooh,
you feel like you just lying to yourself.
Yeah,
and you just,
bro. Like now you really fuck it up now because I know.
You know better.
I knew better already, but now I'm like,
now you aware of it, motherfucker.
Yeah, I had some serious time to think about it, and you still do the shit.
Still do the shit.
So when you behind in the backseat of that police car, you can't blame nobody. I can't blame. This is how we are. This is just how we raise. I can't do none of that.
And that's part of the reason why I say that quote. Like, man, I know I ain't shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's because I do know I shouldn't be doing some shit, but I do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I hold that shit like, nigga, you ain't shit, bro. Like, you could have did better, bro. You just fucking did some bullshit.
Exactly.
Well, fuck, man.
That's how it be. Like, with my son, like, a lot of times when we're talking about, like, certain things like this, whether it's fighting or just women or just drugs, all kinds of shit like that, I keep it like 100 with him because I'm trying to tell him like, man, these things are out there. I don't want you to be naive to shit, but I'm just telling you, this is where that shit lead to. You know what I mean? You could play that game if you want to. I'm not always going to be in control of what you can do. So I'm just trying to give him information. But I also, instead of like painting the world as like a super dark place that you got to be prepared for, I'm like, it could be like that, or you can kind of walk this other way and it'll be a little bit less hectic for you. You know what I mean? And you really do have a choice on what way you want to go with it. You know? Yeah, man, it's a trip. That's the scary part about raising kids, bro. That you just don't even know what
that's the scary part about
take.
Just being a human being, bro. Like you never, even just talking about that, even coming from a hood environment, there's people who come from the suburbs or whatever who still live a certain life. You feel me? They may be getting abused, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, they may be getting picked on at school, you know what I'm saying? Like they have a different struggle that hood people don't, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm, so it's just like everybody got they area where they just ain't comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Or they try to stay away from. It's just
it's real.
The world is cruel, bro.
Yeah, it is. But it's real. Cruel. It's real interesting too, because like how you see, shit. You could probably look at any football coach, little league football coach, or boys club, whatever. They've a lot of them, been with the shit back in the day. They done did time, or they done something happened and shook them up, and they turned their life around, and they don't move the same. So like my message is like for young kids to really look at that and be like, they had to do all this shit
just to know not to.
Just to know not to. It's like you not breaking the code. Like you walk that path.
You just ahead of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I feel like I was lucky because I got 30 older brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like what we was talking about.
Yeah. So it's just like me, my last one-on-one fight I ever had was in the 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why that was is because I had a hard time getting in trouble in school because I knew what my mom was already going through, and I just didn't want to put a burden on my mom. You know what I'm saying? So when I did shit, I always tried to make sure I did it by myself. Like I always try to make her not aware. Like my mama didn't know. I want to say to this day, my mama never knew I actually like sold shit. You feel me? She just knew I had. She used to think I used to gamble a lot because she knew that. She knew I gambled a lot, but she didn't know that like where all that money came from and shit. And it's just I just never wanted my mama to worry for shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just something that because she been through a lot of shit already. You know what I'm saying? My mama fucking had my brother when she was 14. You know what I'm saying? Like she gave up her whole fucking childhood for us and. Why would I want to add to the fucking bullshit? You feel me? And it's just like, and I'm the youngest, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I seen a lot through my brothers and what made me not want to do certain shit. But I also see shit to my older brother and I thought was cool. But as time got older, I'd be like, okay, that ain't the move. You feel me? Like I see what happened with this and that, you know what I'm saying? Like people getting shot, people getting killed and all this shit. It's like, okay, this ain't feasible. You know what I'm saying?
And even in your situation and where you lived and all that, you were still able to like stay out of fighting for so long. You know what I mean? And that's my whole thing is like, it's possible.
But see in my situation, fighting didn't become a thing to me because I didn't have to prove myself that I was somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why not? Because
I fought earlier. So I used to fight a lot as a kid, right? But as I got older in like middle school and high school and shit, I didn't have to fight a lot because you end up growing to school with the same group of people that you fucking grew up with, and they know like my background, they know my family and shit like that. So I never had to fight to show that I'm not the motherfucker to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? It was just and I also never gave off that energy though. I never gave off that energy like, oh, once you see me about something, like I always gave people with respect. I always came off that way. You know what I'm saying?
So a lot had to do with how you were carrying yourself, right? And that's again why
I never picked on anybody to be like, damn, I want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly, and that's what that's kind of my point too. Is like as
just
men,
the way you carry yourself.
What are we instilling in these young kids? If I'm flexing and doing this and this and that, odds are my son is gonna do this and this and that. And what happens if people are flexing this and that? You're gonna get tested. People gonna press you to see what like, oh, they're gonna hate, they're gonna envy. You're like gonna bring all these problems. You know what I mean? So it's not all about like showing people how to fight. It's like how you carry yourself to be like a person that like motherfuckers would want to be around. Like if you're gonna be thinking you whatever, like you the man and you talking shit and you clowning people and doing this and that. Of course, okay, now you do need to know how to fight because someone's gonna press you. You know what I mean? But if we kind of instill in these things in these young men, like I got a little young cat that'll be hanging around with me and stuff, and I see him like doing certain shit on the gram and I tell him like, bro, what you doing? Like you know what I mean? Why you doing that, bro? You know this is it brings this attention. It might do this. Having those conversations as opposed to bro, you ain't got no more. You ain't got that much money. Like clowning them, trying to make them even build themselves up more and do it even more. Like I think as men we do that too much. Yeah. You know what I mean? We like tease kids or like. You ain't got no bitches, bro. Let me see your bitches. Like all these things, like having hella bitches ain't shit, bro. Like, but a bunch of it's just a lot of distractions, a lot of wasting time, a lot of trying to get validation from other cats that they think they got all the bitches. That's all I'm trying to say. We instilling the wrong shit in these cats, bro.
Yeah. But that is our form of like validation. No, that's how you feel like that guy is the man because it's like that's the reason why Hugh Hefner and people like that. That's why they get that respect from men. It's like, oh shit, he got 7 bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like men look at that shit like, damn, I want to be like that nigga who can get bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's.
But like, why? But like, what does that mean?
Because I think.
You get to have sex a lot?
Yeah, well, I think...
What does it mean? They love you?
Yeah, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't have sex a lot. So it's just like, when it comes to men and women, everything that we do, men and women do, we do to mate. We do to draw attraction to each other somehow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a flash money. I'm a wear jewelry so she could know that I got money, that I'm that guy, or whatever the case is. I'm going to fight this dude. I'm going to let people know around the neighborhood that they can't mess with me, to let her know that she would be protected if she talked to me because nobody fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything that we do is mating. You know what I'm saying?
And so, exactly. And I get it. Trust me, I understand that. But I just want to dive deeper and, like, talk to that cat.
It ain't that deep, bro. I want bitches.
It is deep. Like the cat that's the hardest cat that's whooping everybody. Really talk to him like, bro, how you feel like right now? How you moving through life? And I guarantee you, if he gonna keep it 100, he gonna be like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit kind of weak, bro. Motherfuckers test me all the time. I'm always having to like. Motherfuckers calling me to always, so-and-so messing with them. I got to go whoop on them. That's a very stressful way to be in a very, hectic life.
It is.
Same thing if you got hella bitches. I know you be having all the hoes. You be having hella fun. If you really talk to these cats on some real shit, they going to be like, man, I ain't going to lie. These bitches be giving me headaches, bro, and this and that. A bitch always tripping this and whatever it is, like always having to go out, time management, it's very hectic. So that's where I'm trying to get to. People's like, really think about what you're admiring and what that is and how those people are really moving.
Yeah, but it's gonna always be that thing to be like, yeah, it sounds like it ain't fun, but I wouldn't know because I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people always say, oh, you you ain't happy if you. I know a lot of rich people who ain't happy. Yeah, because they fucking have money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have it, so let me see what that's like, because I don't know, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
So
I get that.
Money may just make me happy, motherfucker. So it's just like, you know, you always just want that. You always want that itch. You feel me? Like you can tell me I don't want to, or I shouldn't, but.
Yeah, it's different.
I see the flip side to it, and I want it. I want that taste. You feel me?
And there's definitely them primal instincts too, like you're saying. Like, man, I think we're definitely programmed to be a lot of. I ain't gonna lie, boy. Our resolution, that shit's building up. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be at the gym doing I'll be on some perv shit. I'll be looking. You know it's building up, bro. When you like catch a bro, like you look right at the gym, you know, and you kind of like, oh, I want to be staring. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at you. What you gonna do about it?
You know what I'm.
I'll be going bad at the gym.
You're like, yeah. I see you. I see you.
I ain't gonna
you want to know what I realized? You
want
to know what I realized about women with me? This is probably like a week ago when I was on my COVID bed. But I really thought that like I had this urge to have sex with women and shit like that, but that's not it. I figured out what it is, bro. I just admire women's beauty. That's all it is. I just like looking at them. I just like women. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to do with the sex. It's just like I just like the art of women. You know what I'm saying? I just like to look at them and just be like, oh, like the shit that they wear. I'm like, damn, that looks sexy. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just admire the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like this shit. Yeah. And because I tell my wife, I tell her, I was like, you know, I would be on some crazy shit. I be telling her, I was like, you know, when I wake up in the morning and I see you sleep, I just sit here and watch you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The truth comes out.
I just sit here and watch you. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the way she sleep. I like the way I just like.
You know what it is?
I just like to admire her.
Bro, you know that's that feminine energy. Like we need that, bro. Yeah. We need that around us. You feel me? And I think. And that's the funniest part. Like when we was doing our resolutions, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to break that shit because shit, I'm doing like we need that feminine shit. I be at the drive-through and when little mama gets like asked for the money, I be like touching her hand and shit. Just to get that little grip, that little fucking little bit of tiny of a what's that, oxytocin or whatever. And I'm starting to realize like, bro, that shit is, we really need that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But that's how I realized that I just knew I just like to admire women, because I came in a situation where just like, damn, I could have fucked her, but I didn't. It's because I didn't really want to. I just wanted to be around her. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to see her. You know what I'm saying? So it's just.
I was reading that book. What was it? I think it was The Art of Superior Man or Way of Superior Man, that old book. That shit's hella good. But anyway, it talks about that, like how we need, you know, we balance each other. We're attracted to that feminine energy. And it even talks about like when like younger women, they exude a certain aura, a certain energy around them that's even more appealing. That's why you get a lot of older cats that be like, they need, like it's natural for us to be attracted to that younger energy. Wow. And I just thought that was just a trip. I was like, boy, that's just
real. It is on a biological standpoint.
Yeah. So, and that's probably why you get your little, what's his name, Epstein's and all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's some shit like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's this fucking weird shit, man. Yeah. But no, I just think, to sum it all up, so on some manhood shit, and I just think the human race underestimate how much of an animals that we really are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have laws and shit in place to keep us from being a fucking animal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because we're, especially men, you feel me? Like, we're cruel. You feel me? Like, if laws wasn't in place dealing with like protecting women and shit like that, just imagine what we would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers probably be out here doing whatever to women. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have these laws in place because we're fucking animals. You know what I'm saying? We just good at taking shit. When we want something, we just take it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how your war gets started. You feel me? We're not negotiating shit. This is what I got. I want your shit. What you willing to do? You gonna give it to me, or we can blow your shit up? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just cruel. You know what I'm saying? Men are cruel. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to we locked in this bottle to try to keep us from being fucking animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's and the only people who can stop that man from doing shit like that is who? Another man. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not gonna be able to stop me from being a monster. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So it's just like you need. I don't know, man. We just fucking animals, bro.
Fucking animals.
What I'm saying is we just animals, and we do shit just off biology. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not that deep. It's not. It's really not the psyche too much. It's just, we are just who we are, bro. Like we just a fucking animal, bro. We just a dog. Yeah. That's it. It's just why that dog bite me? Because it's a fucking dog. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason behind it. You feel me? The snake bit you because it's a fucking snake. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you can sit here and rationalize why the snake did what he did, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. So I'm gonna try and rationalize why they did it real quick. I agree with you. I definitely think we are. We got these primal urges and everything in us. I think as far as me, what I try to do is at least try to understand, because there are biological reasons and everything. And as far as like original idea of us talking about our kids and then the manhood and all that, like I know when you're, adolescent or whatever, you're going to be out there trying to fight. It's because you got your testosterone is at high levels, this and that. So the more you understand why we're doing it and why you're feeling this way, the more you could be like, okay, well, man, you at this age, I could see you a little hyper, man. I'm going to go sign you up for a sport or something. Let that shit out. So then the chances of you, being all tense and wanting to fire on somebody or something and in your class or whatever is going to be less. Like there are little hacks I think we could come up with.
For sure.
I
mean, that's the reason why these things exist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like sports didn't come about because somebody just thought the game was, it made sense. It's like, how can we release these? That's the reason why the NFL, the NBA, any other fucking sports you can think of, they all like young people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they're at their prime. You feel me? Yeah. This is at your best ability at this point. Once you pass a certain age, they're like, I was no use for you. Exactly. We need somebody else. Let's go back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
and that's true. And and even the sport analogy, like that's really real. Like that's and that's also why we're attracted to it. Like knowing why you're attracted to football, motherfuckers hitting each other. It's that masculine energy that we all need. That's why women, they're like, oh shit, I like watching football, this and that. It's like, and then you ask them like, why you like football? Oh, I don't know, it's cool. Like, no, there is biological, psychological reasons why. You know what I mean? It might even be because you watched your brothers play when they grew up, and it kind of gives you nostalgia. It's like so many reasons to where I'm just trying to figure out more so like
it's the superior
all
thing.
The shit we got, like, all the shit that makes us tick. So then we're not at the mercy of it. So now I'm not in a fight, or I'm not, getting in something that's got me in jail. Now I'm trying to wonder like, damn, why am I in jail? I don't know, because I was raised this way. Like, nah, it's because your
thing is like trying to point out, like, cut out the excuse. Like, why you're here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's not an accident. It's not because the way you was raised or whatever. You just made a bad decision, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you just need to be held accountable for it. Like, you could have avoided that, but you chose to just do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just being able to, and I think it's definitely an easier said than done type of thing, but the more we the more we talk about all this shit and the more we kind of get to thinking, then we're just kind of like, that's why, whatever. That's why I broke over. That's why I cheated. Yeah. It wasn't because I was horny. It's because she did something 3 years ago that I ain't got over, and I wanted to spite, on the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whatever it is, like, let's really think about what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
To close out, I really think that in order for us to get past something like that, we got to stop rewarding bad behavior.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We have to make it cool to be good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And until that happens, we're gonna the cycle. We're gonna always feel like this is where I need to be. This is what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna always have that feeling because that's what the world is putting out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it for me, man.
Exactly. Just conversate and just have them talks. You know what I mean? When you're
converse.
Converse. Little shit. Like when your son come home and he done whooped, won his fight or whatever, as deep inside, we might be like, oh yeah, that's my son. Yeah, I knew he was gonna get up. Like, how is that gonna benefit your son? You know what I mean? Yeah. Just tell him, hey, you did what you had to do.
A fight. Why'd you get into that fight?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
you won, but why did this even get started? How can we prevent that again? You know what I'm saying?
And that don't have to be no like bitch shit. Like, it don't have to be no bitch. Oh, you over here talking, man? Just congratulate him that he whooped the kid. Like, nah, bro, because the mindset that is gonna get him in some more fights. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm trying to say.
That's a fact too.
You ain't gotta be soft to be talking about it.
Yeah,
you know
it's that little trigger that'll just be like, motherfucker, what'd you say? Like,
oh, my dad, he liked when I whooped him. Shit, I'm about to whoop somebody else because now this is building a bond. Like we got little things going and clicking. You feel me? That's better.
I'll tell you a little story.
You know
I'll tell it when we off air. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't want to keep going on with some shit. But
it's good.
I'll tell you off air.
Drop the gavel.
Yeah, case closed, baby.